it's me. And today we are watching a My Story animated video about a guy who pretended to be broke to see if his girlfriend was actually a gold digger.
Hi, I'm Ethan from Canada.
Hi, Ethan from Canada.
Ever since I could remember, I lived with my uncle, who loved me like I was his own son. And I adored him too. He owned an auto company, and when I was 5, he took me to a showroom one day and showed me all the beautiful cars he owned. Can I drive this one, Uncle?
No, you little idiot. That car, little Billy, costs more than you.
One day you will, son. As soon as you're tall enough. I wanted to make my uncle proud of me, so I studied hard and always got straight A's. Uncle would be over the moon seeing my results, and he'd tell me that I'd take over his business one day.
You know, usually when your parents don't want you, they give you to grandma or grandpa. But uncle, isn't that weird? Anyways, I don't know where his parents are. I'm just gonna guess they didn't love him and they didn't want him. Kicked him to the curb.
I was thrilled to hear that, because I loved cars. But suddenly, everything changed in the 5th grade. My uncle introduced me to Giselle, a tall woman with a really long nose.
Aw, you must be the nephew.
Really long? I think it's average. That's a weird thing to say about somebody.
She pinched my cheeks, and when my uncle wasn't looking, she smirked at me. I didn't like her at all, but my uncle seemed to love her because 2 months later, he married her. Giselle had a son my age, Jeremy, and he was the slowest boy I'd ever met. On his first day of school, Uncle and I were waiting for him to finish eating his cereal.
What do you mean he's the slowest boy you ever met? Bro takes 2 hours and 45 minutes to eat a bowl of Cheerios.
He then took the bowl and tried to drink down his cereal, but ended up messing his clothes.
Ethan, look what you made Jeremy do.
Look what I made him do? Because I told him to hurry it up and eat more than 1 Cheerio at a time. You know, you can stay home or you can starve. My guy, pick a struggle.
How is it my fault? We got to school 2 hours late that day. To make things worse, Jeremy was a real embarrassment.
It really took him 2 hours and 45 minutes to eat a bowl of cereal, like I was not exaggerating. 30 minutes in, the cereal would have disintegrated into the milk.
He sat in class with snot running down his nose and didn't even realize it till one of the mean boys in class saw him. Look everyone, the new guy has some disgusting goo on his face. The entire class burst out laughing, and then Jessica, one of the prettiest and richest girls in the school, handed Jeremy a tissue and frowned at the mean boy.
Why do you always have to be so rude? Leave the poor guy alone.
All right. Oh, I'm the prettiest and richest girl in school. By the way, I'm also the nicest too now.
I caught up with Jessica and thanked her for standing up for Jeremy.
I just don't understand mean people. It's so much easier to be kind.
You're just one of the kindest people around.
Weren't you the one that made your half-brother chug a bowl of soggy cereal?
Thank you, Ethan.
She kissed my cheek and ran off. I liked her ever since we were little kids.
Y'all be kissing in the 5th grade?
Butterflies in my tummy. As time went by, I found myself taking care of Jeremy like I was his babysitter because Giselle kept asking me to help him. Jeremy was failing his subjects, and every day after school I had to tutor him, which wasn't easy.
Jeremy really has nothing going for him except that Levi haircut.
He was a frustrating student, but I kept trying because I kind of felt sorry for him. Without some help, his future was doomed. But even though I made so much effort with Jeremy, Giselle never appreciated it. Once at dinner, when I wanted a second helping of food, she looked at me like a witch.
So greedy. You should feel lucky that you're even eating with us at the same table.
What do you mean? You're lucky. Look at all the food here. Ain't nobody eating it. You married my uncle. I was here first. I would spit on her.
And then one day in the 10th grade, I came home to the worst news ever. Giselle told me that Uncle had been arrested for fraud.
No!
I just didn't believe it. But apparently, he'd been stealing money from his biggest investor, and he was sentenced to jail for 10 years.
Nah, she's sitting there with a smirk. She set him up. So she gets to keep all of his monies.
I wanted to see him, but Giselle said only she had visiting rights as his wife. I was devastated, but Giselle seemed over the moon. Just one day after Uncle's sentence, she invited her friends over and stayed up all night, laughing and dancing to loud music.
Laughing and dancing to loud music? That's called a party. And when your rich husband goes to jail, I guess we party.
And just 2 days later, I got back from school to find out she had moved all my stuff to the attic.
That room was just too big for a boy like you. So Jeremy will be moving in there now.
You guys
Listen
literally
here.
live in a mansion.
Right. I'm in charge now, and what I say goes.
She laughed out like a witch, and then suddenly slipped
Instant karma.
stairs on her butt.
Aw,
Pay
I thought
for
she
this.
was gonna
I
fall
made myself
through the roof.
comfortable in the attic, but as days passed, things got worse for me. I was no longer allowed to eat at the dinner table or watch TV in the lounge. Giselle fired our butler, saying it was too expensive to pay him. So she gave me and Jeremy chores.
What is her problem? Is Jeremy not gonna like stand up for him? Like, nah, that's my homeboy. He's been teaching me how to do maths and stuff.
Jeremy was still a weird guy, but He wasn't evil like his mom.
There is something wrong with this kid. He ain't all there.
One day, he brought me some dessert to the attic. I'm really sorry about the way my mom treats you. It's okay, bro. I won't live here forever. When I'm done with school, I'll leave and live my life. Giselle even stopped driving me to school, and Jeremy would roll down his car window and watch me walk till I was left far behind. I knew he felt bad, but I understood he wasn't strong enough to stand up for me.
Dang, that's kind of messed up. The mom doesn't let you eat at the table, doesn't let you watch TV. She ain't even gonna drive you to school, and you gotta live in the attic like some kind of freak. Me personally, I would not stand for that. Yeah, I'm gonna be calling CPS.
One day in 11th grade, I was walking to school when I noticed an old man fixing some broken down cars, and a sign next to him said that he was looking for a part-time assistant. Can I apply for this job? Oh, and what do you know about cars? Quite a lot. My uncle taught me everything. The old man tested me and was quite impressed by my knowledge. He hired me.
Hey, can you do an oil change on this Ferrari? Yeah, man, give me like 5 minutes. Okay, you're hired.
Giselle had stopped my allowance. One afternoon, he sent me to a rich man's house to fix his Ferrari. It was more like a palace. While I was fixing the car, I started getting hot, so I took off my shirt. Moments later, I heard giggling from behind a wall, and I peeked around and found Jessica there. Jessica,
she is.
You live here?
Yes, this is my house. You fix cars?
She kept looking at my abs, and I could swear she was blushing slightly.
I mean, yeah, you're shirtless and you're jacked. Of course you're gonna be staring. She might even be drooling a little. Some of us were just thirsty. Problem?
You want to take a break and have a soda with me?
Yeah.
I don't see you much in school these days.
I'm usually at the library studying hard so that I can get a scholarship.
You haven't changed a bit. You're still the same sweet nerd boy.
Nerd boy?
I did say sweet too. Come on, I want to show you something.
She took me to a cottage at the back, which was a nursery for the plants and flowers.
Oh my god, this is literally my dream. All I want in life is to have a nursery and all the time in the world to take care of it. That's it.
Wow, this is amazing. But then suddenly, she screamed and practically jumped into my arms. What is it?
A lizard!
But that's part of nature, isn't it?
I only love plants, not creepy crawlies.
Fake nature fan! I bet you got a butler to water your plants too, huh?
I laughed, picked up the lizard, and made it crawl away in a different direction. When I turned around, she was standing right behind me, and her face was so close to mine.
Kiss,
My heart
kiss,
raced
kiss,
as I looked at
kiss,
her lips.
kiss,
But
kiss,
suddenly
kiss,
her dad
kiss,
called for her.
kiss.
As he saw us coming out of the cottage, he
Never
looked at me sternly. I just couldn't stop thinking about Jessica. The next day when I saw her in school, my heart skipped a beat when she smiled at me. But then all of a sudden, Jeremy came up behind me. Hey, why is Jessica looking at you that way? I don't know. Maybe she likes me. When I said that, Jeremy's expression changed.
Anger intensifies. I like her. Maybe mother was right about you. Just because she wiped the snot off your face doesn't mean she liked you.
Well, that can't be, because I loved her since the day I joined this school. While Jeremy was talking about his feelings, Jessica suddenly approached me and asked if I'd help her with math during recess. But Jeremy glared at me like his mother. When I got home that day, Giselle called me to the living room. Her eyes were blazing.
Jeremy tells me you stole his girlfriend.
Jeremy ain't got no girlfriend. You know, he actually got no game either. Bro can't even finish a bowl of cereal. And you think this man can get a girlfriend?
She's never been his girlfriend.
I hear that your father's very rich. You're thinking of getting your hands on that pot of gold, aren't you?
No, Giselle. Not everyone's a gold digger like you.
How dare you talk to me like that? You're grounded, and I forbid you to see this girl. As long as you live under my roof, you'll live by my rules.
What are you gonna do? Hit me?
This is not your roof. It's my uncle's. The next day, while I was with Jessica at recess, Jeremy came and told me to take off the shirt I was wearing because he'd given it to me and wanted it back now. I told him to buzz off, and then he pounced on me. But I was way stronger than him and pinned him down. Calm down, dude. This is not who you are. You are not a monster like your mother. Maybe I am. And don't talk about my mother that way. I let him go, and he stormed off furiously.
Hey.
Oh, he switched sides.
I leaned forward and kissed her. Now I think I'll be
Dang!
okay.
That is like the best revenge. Give me my shirt back. No, I don't think I will. Kiss his girlfriend? And if I was Jeremy, I would have started crying and throwing up.
Jessica and I started seeing each other more often, and I didn't care about how Jeremy and his mother treated me. Soon it was the end of 12th grade, and prom was around the corner. I decided to surprise Jessica by turning up at her place with some flowers and asking her out to prom. But when I got there, I was shocked to find her in the living room with her dad, along with Jeremy and Giselle. What are you guys doing here? The question is, boy, what are you doing here? I'm here to ask my girlfriend to prom, sir. Are you sure you're at the right house? Because my daughter just said yes to being Jeremy's fiance.
What?
Couldn't believe my ears. I looked at Jessica,
No.
but she just looked back at me with a frozen face.
Plot twist. Did this guy just like sell his daughter off?
I need to speak to you alone, Jessica.
There's no need, Ethan. You heard what my father said, and I agree. It's a good match. I think you should go now and leave me alone.
And then her dad had guards throw me out of their house. I was utterly heartbroken. She changed her mind about me because I was poor?
She bought her pathetic son a girlfriend. No, a fiance, a wife, they're getting married. Joy spending half of your day sitting at the breakfast table waiting for your husband to finish his cereal. Idiot.
As I laid awake that night, the attic door creaked open. It was Jeremy. So, how does it feel, Ethan? You always thought you were better than me, right? But look at me now. I'm the master of this house, and I own the heart of the girl you love.
He's the true
Before I
villain.
could stop myself, I'd flown at Jeremy and punched his face.
He kinda
I
deserved
obviously
that,
couldn't
though.
stay there anymore. So I took my savings and my things and left that very night. The old man I worked for let me stay at his garage for a few months, till I got into university on scholarship and left. A year later, as I was walking out of college campus, I was completely shocked to see Uncle standing outside. Oh my God, you're free!
Hey, weren't you in jail? Weren't you supposed to be there for 10 years? You got out early?
I missed you so much, Uncle. How come you never came to visit me, son? Giselle told me that I wasn't allowed. She was lying. I was in jail because of her. She framed me for fraud and had me thrown in jail. But my lawyers had found proof of her guilt, and soon she will be behind bars. And so she
Yeah.
was. It was the happiest day of my life when she got arrested. And Jeremy was sent off to live with relatives in another city.
I'm gonna start punching her in between the bars.
My uncle and I moved back to our house, and I continued with my engineering degree. And then one day, as I was fixing a car in Uncle's garage, I turned around
Better
to
be
see
that
Jessica
girl.
walk in. Oh, it's
Yeah,
you.
Jessica,
Can I help
you
with
got some
anything?
explaining to
Ethan,
do.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're sorry now because I'm rich.
No, it's not like that. Giselle threatened to do something bad to you if I didn't break up with you. I never meant to be with Jeremy, but I had to do something to drive you away from here.
What? Why didn't you just tell me this?
He's like, you only like me because I'm rich, huh? Have you seen her house? She's loaded. She's richer than you.
I was scared. For you.
She started crying, and I wrapped my arms around her.
What was Giselle
and
gonna
told her
do?
it was all over.
So do you think you can give me another chance?
Of course. I've loved you since forever, Jessica. You're the best person I know.
Well, she didn't even say what Giselle threatened to do. Marry my son or I will destroy the main character. Alright? But anyways, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that like button in the face. And make sure you turn on notifications. Click, click. And I just released some new merch. We got hoodies, shirts, tank tops at ogwolfpack.com. I'll link it below. And subscribe to the Wolfpack. Ow! I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.